We're here at NESTA to celebrate their Big Green Challenge project receiving additional funding and the launch of 2 reports into how we can tackle the growing problem of climate change.
Celebrating the success of the Big Green Challenge so far, and in particular the recognition of the really high quality of the 100 Big Green Challengers who got through to the second stage of the competition.
I think all of us here would agree that the threat of climate change is about the biggest challenge we face as a nation.
And I do want to start by congratulating NESTA on the work that they do, because it struck me in my job as Minister for the Third Sector, and again in this job, that NESTA are really at pushing the boundaries of the kind of change that we need.
I think it's great because it's involving communities at the basic level.
It's really great having funding coming in to support community innovation.
The part that we're really interested in is how can we take the innovation from the Big Green Challenge and then start to make that available to more communities. What can we do to make it easier for more communities to do this kind of thing?
It's a fantastic programme. I'm actually from British Gas New Energy, running the new Green Streets programme, so quite similar.
And then now suddenly we've got this broader initiative that links everybody up, and every single community is now looking at developing woodland for fuel, hydroelectrics and all sorts of stuff. So it's been quite empowering.
I think it's fantastic to see the power of example, what people in their local communities can do. We liked it so much that we've given an extra £600,000 to 17 brilliant projects. I'm looking forward to seeing the results.
We made it to the final because we put together a model which was about getting consistent, reliable, sustainable resources into the community between now and 2050, and that's by developing a community renewables building society.
I work for Community Development Foundation, where we have an interest in supporting local community action on sustainability and climate change.
We are all about trying to get the people who don't already care involved in taking action on climate change. And the reason that I'm here is because we think that community-based schemes like this are brilliant.
I'm involved in an organisation that's building links between India and Europe about tackling climate change and gaining north-south cooperation based on equality.
The Commission for Architecture and the Built Environment is the government's champion of good urban design. And a lot of the solutions are going to lie in the way, not just the way that we live in our homes, but the way we live our lives.
And our interest in the Big Green Challenge is twofold. One is the general. We are testing out in this the degree to which the offering of a large cash incentive does create innovation in communities in general, as a way for innovation in general UK, and of course specifically for carbon reduction.
People like me are working really hard, but it's a lot of us doing it in our spare time, and it's difficult. We need more funds for advertising and simple things like hiring halls.
I think there needs to be a proper framework of funding and support for local community activity, and an infrastructure that enables people to network and to find out what's going on in other areas and to learn from and share skills that are being developed.
It's about the power of example and convincing people that there is a better life at the end of this, and in this process communities coming together, getting to know your neighbours, getting to know people, learning about different lifestyles. All of those things are important.
I think the competition element is very important. I mean, you can really see communities getting inspired by that, so for me that's probably number one at the moment.
And of course we have a large Indian diaspora in this country, so I think building community links between India and the EU is quite a powerful way of getting global justice and tackling climate change.
But only achievable if we all work together and pool their knowledge and resources, which is why the recognition of communities is so important to all of us.
People really need to know what's going on, and I think people need to communicate with people through their own communities and networks, in the kind of way that some of the transition towns are doing.
Communities can make a huge difference because they are the best way of countering defeatism, the idea that there's nothing that anyone can do to counter climate change. And I think the fantastic list of people that NESTA has gathered are an example of what communities can do, from schools to homes to a whole range of areas.
Primarily, I think it's probably about getting the message over about the enticement of more sustainable living in terms of improving quality of life.